In 2023, Russia had three main sources which the Kremlin used to finance the war against Ukraine: loans, the National Welfare Fund, and taxes. But oil sales, which Moscow traditionally relies on, did not bring in any extra revenue. The Kremlin did not spend the money on improving the welfare of Russians.
Paradoxically, but the life of those who work for the war improves. Meanwhile, the life of those who work in less popular spheres, such as healthcare or education, only gets worse.
In the next 3 years, the Ministry of Finance has budgeted for a sharp increase in interest payments on state debts. Already in 2024, the government will spend 1.7 times more on servicing loans than in 2023. And in 2024 and 2025, these expenses will double.
In fact, we are talking about printing more money, but what are the risks? It leads to accelerated inflation, especially in conditions of currency shortage, because if there would be no shortage, it would be possible to cover the needs of consumers at the expense of imports. When things are not very good with the currency, we have to make it up somehow. Either prices go up or we have to do something to make the population have less money.
Economists believe that tax growth is inevitable. It could bring in more than 2.5 trillion rubles extra per year. For the first time since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Russian ministers talked about increasing the tax back in June 2023. At the time, the head of the Ministry of Finance of the Russian Federation said that we could discuss both taxes, probably referring to the fees both on individual and legal entities.
Today, they are already going to change the flat taxation scale, which Putin himself was so proud of when he introduced the 13% income tax. In fact, it will simply lead to the growing corruption, including among the inspectors, because the more expensive taxes are, the more they will have to pay off the inspectors to pass these inspections. So, in any case, in my opinion, there will be no economic development in Russia in the coming years.
Russia will spend 1 trillion rubles more on the military-industrial complex in 2024 than it did in 3 pre-war years from 2019 to 2021, and twice as much as on healthcare in the past 4 years. Due to underfunding, Russian medics are forced to quit, and citizens do not receive proper medical care. Ambulance workers from 17 regions of the Federation complained about low salaries, unfair distribution of social payments, and asked Putin to intervene in the situation.
When we heard your promise to increase social payments to nursing staff to 30,000 from March 1st, 2024, we hoped for a significant improvement in our salaries. However, when Resolution 343 came out, we realized that we were deprived of this increase.
Another sphere that objectively characterizes the quality of life in Russia is housing and communal services. The result of the survey, in which almost 16,000 respondents from 87 regions of the country took part, showed that 60% of Russians have encountered problems in the housing and utility sector over the past year. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Yulia Bil, UATV News.